Beautiful angle.
Planning, standing, all the time is spanning, waiting for the show to grow. Writing, fighting, all the new inviting, waiting for the show. Soon we'll see all the hard works come to the peak. Have a seat. Now let's meet. This is Sirius AI, and we are seriously caffeinated.
Welcome to Siriusly Caffeinated. My name is John.
And I'm Sean, and today we're here to talk about one of the five senses. Not taste, not touch, not smell. What's the other one that's not the one?
Feel.
Touch is feel.
Oh, it's sight, smell.
Oh,
Which one?
sight. Not sight, but sound.
Sound is a very important aspect, and especially when you are working on a project that is a musical, sound is a little bit important for a project like that. If you ever go to a musical and if you can't hear it, well, I mean,
What's the point, really?
The overpriced wine might be appealing, at Broadway and stuff, but no, people come for the music. People come for the audio portion of a musical, and in a cartoon, that is no different. We are making a musical cartoon, Sirius AI. You might have heard of it, and because of that, we have had to really find some of the best people that we can to contribute to this project.
Yeah, and I gotta say too, quick sidebar, you mentioned overpriced Broadway wine. When I saw Hamilton during intermission, they were selling cocktails, $42.99 for a cocktail at Hamilton.
At Hamilton, they should have done $17.74 because,
America
and like Hamilton and stuff. Anyway.
Well, we call Lin-Manuel.
All right. So anyway, so as I mentioned, we have some really passionate, talented people working on this project, and we have a friend named Mack, also known as Mack Daddy, also known as Mack Watson, and he is the official audio engineer of Sirius AI, and he's going to be joining us in just a moment, and he's going to tell us a little bit about his role. He has been on for a while now, and he mixes essentially like all the episode audio and everything like that. He could tell you a little bit more about it. He can get into some technical stuff. So I'm going to let Mack in. Ready? Hey, Mack Watson, how's it going?
Hey, what's up? How's it going, John and Sean?
Oh, we're doing great. We're very caffeinated right now.
You might say we're seriously caffeinated. I gotta ask you, John gave you a couple of nicknames, Mack Daddy. I think that was the only one actually.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever gone by the name Mac and Cheese?
I'm leaving the podcast now that you've said that. That was simply the wrong thing.
Tuning in.
I remember Mac once gave me a list of 4 names never to call him. I forget what they were.
Yeah,
that might have been on there.
This was not included in the pre-show notes, so everyone gets a pass, right? Spider-Man's taught us that.
Yeah. But yeah, Mac and Cheese is a no-go. I can deal with Big Mac just because I'm 6 feet tall, so it applies.
Duly noted.
Yeah.
John, you're right there. Yes. Mac, I gotta ask you, Mac, as someone who, isn't as in the weeds on how the science and the technical part of the cartoon comes together, like many of our viewers may be or looking to learn, right? How would you explain audio engineering to someone like they're 5 years old? What is it?
Okay, so audio engineering is basically making sure that all the audio we record is like good quality, make sure it's like not echoey or like just sounds bad. Basically, it's about making everything sound good, which is a very vague description, but there are so many like moving parts into what makes something sound good, and like what might sound good in one context doesn't necessarily sound good in the next. So yeah.
Well, I mean, there's definitely, and especially for a cartoon, I mean, I know for a fact that you have to mix quite a lot of tracks, which means that, you know, it's not just like, okay, like everyone's in places like a theater show and then we hit the record button and then everyone does what they need to do. Like, I mean, you were able to put episodes together with nothing more than just someone talking into a mic, and then you've had to split it up, and you had to tell us a little bit about that process, like just how tedious it is, how many different things you had to be paying attention to.
Well, yeah, the biggest thing for sure for me was the sheer volume of tracks. Volume, that's a sound joke, I guess. But just like probably over 100 tracks in the project, and gonna be adding more as we keep going. And it's just so like it starts out from just like the assembly where I just like get all the sounds where they're supposed to be, and then I can actually work on making them sound right and like sound complete and all that. And yeah, just working on this project has really it's at times a bit overwhelming, just having so many things moving at the same time, and as soon as you turn one thing up, then everything else isn't as loud. And yeah,
well, I mean, and you don't just have to worry about like things like songs, you also have to worry about dialogue and special effects, or you in the audio world you call it foley, right?
Foley.
Sorry. So
Yeah.
this Foley, and I know that you were once talking to me about how you were trying to find the right sound of a metal hand like rotating around a metal pole, and you said that you were trying to make something out of like a spoon and a pan.
Yeah, what I did for that was I had like a bench scraper, like a metal just sort of like kitchen tool, and I rubbed it against the back of one of our pans, and like to get the right sound, because there are a lot of different sounds you can get out of metal depending on like the thickness and the, you know, you've banged various metal objects, you know how they sound different.
Now, who hasn't on a New
Yeah,
Year's Eve, New Year's Day, banging the pots and pans, you know,
Yeah.
outside of the balcony, and all your neighbors are like, "It's another year. We didn't have the Mayan apocalypse." You know, we've all been there. We've all
Yeah,
been
exactly. Every single year.
Devereaux got in trouble for banging instruments too hard once during a live stream for Sirius. That was a good memory.
there.
His neighbor complained, and then he had to stop early.
The man will always try and get us down. On that topic, Mac, what is, either for Sirius or at any point in your life of being an audio engineer, the favorite sound effect or Foley, right, if I'm understanding, that you have ever engineered?
Well, definitely with Sirius, my favorite sound effect I've worked on, it's kind of a tie between the transformation sound effects of Hope's arm and like how she like turns into these weapons, because it's just so much fun like finding all these different machine sounds and like cutting them up and placing them like in some spots. I'd like take a sound that's like this long, and then I just take like this part of it and this part of it, and then the rest of it I get rid of, and I have to like really find like the rhythm of how those fit together. So it's between the arm cannon transformation sequence and the scene where she throws a cash register through the window. That was really fun to work with because it just had so many like the sound of metal being torn out of its base. Like you can't really find that many places, so you kind of have to invent it out of like other metal sounds.
I am not so important.
Jesus, sounds like Hope has some anger management problems, John. I mean, why would she throw a cash register out the window? Can you explain without spoilers?
I mean, like it's just she's a weapon, man. I mean,
She's a weapon woman.
I mean, I have a hard thing to answer. I mean, she's a very complex character. I feel like I can't do justice to just as a side note. I feel like we need to wait for the episode to come out to truly understand.
I guess the viewers are gonna have to wait for the episode.
But
that's okay.
Yeah, one thing I can say is that the audio that Mac has made like, I mean, I couldn't believe how, I mean, I had to agree with Mac. I think that's my favorite part of his work in Sirius AI too, is just some of the sound effects. Yeah, did you hear that? That was so cool. Mac just made that sound.
I did that sound.
You did it.
Mac did that sound, and I mean, that is essentially what that is that is Hope's arm turning into a cannon. And there's so many other cool sound effects that Mac has made throughout the project. So everything that he's done has very much impressed me. And you have, like, I mean, how do you have an idea how many instruments that you've had to like mix in together? Because I know that for all our songs, I mean, we have 4 different instrumentalists, and then we have 2 vocalists that you've had to take care of, and like matching all the time up and everything. Has that been a challenge for you?
Yeah, it's been a challenge. Because I'm a musician too, and so I've been working on my own music for years, and it's been a really strange experience, like having other people create all the music, and then I have like so many, like I if I had to put a number to it, I'd say probably 40 total instrument tracks. And yeah, it's just been really crazy being able to have like this entire song in front of me and then sort of make it sound right. Like before it sounds all like hollow and kind of messy, and then I have to like
let's take a quick listen to something that Mac has put together for us.
With mountains of fire and forests grown higher than ever imagined before. Do you feel different? Like there's something more?
Wow.
Yeah, so that was
what a masterpiece.
Yeah, so that little ditty was from a song called Make Art to Me. It's going to be featured in our first mini-sode, and every single sound that you just heard there, the piano, the violin, the cello, the voices, the little synthesizer, the little the little shaker percussion, those are all on separate tracks, which means that Mac had to go in and make sure that every single one lines up appropriately. All those recorded at a different time. So that's
and some of them I really had to work to like get them to fit together. Like some of the, especially because there are just so many string instruments happening in there that you can't quite get the exact timing perfect on every single beat. So it took a lot for me to like cut and paste things into the right spots.
You know, it's been a while since I've studied Greek mythology, Roman mythology, but I bet there was one legend where you had a guy playing a lyre and he's like, oh man, wouldn't there be cool if there was a god that could play all of the instruments at once and like bend time to put them all together? And they named that god the great Mack Watsoness, and you are the incarnate of that Greek myth today. So it's really, really an honor to be in your presence. But seriously, what you're doing is really cool. It is essential to the final product of Sirius AI, given that, you know, the cartoon is trying to bring music and hope, you know, pun intended, to the world. And so we're really grateful to have you on your team, man.
Thank you. I really love working on it. It's been so much fun, and it's been like the first time I've gotten to work with this amount of work in front of me. Like I've only ever had to work on, I don't know, like 20, 30 tracks before. There are probably over 100 tracks total, like in this entire thing, just layered on top of each other. And yeah, it's been really fun.
Yeah. Well, Max, so why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Like, where are you from? What's your favorite color? Where do you have training for what you do for Sirius?
Okay. Where I'm from Baltimore, Maryland, but I live in New York City. And I've lived here for the past like 5-6 years, ever since college. My favorite color is teal. You said, where did I go to school?
Well, you used to have teal hair, but I think
I did. It's all faded out.
Let's take a look at what Mac looked like with blue hair. Look at that picture of Mac.
Oh yeah, I look cute.
Yeah, he does. He looks really cute. Okay. You're very
All right,
cute. Mac.
you wanna wrap
Aw.
back to the close?
No. Tell us a little bit about
Oh.
your training.
About my what?
Are you self-taught? Like, did you?
Oh, yeah. So, I went to college at Marymount Manhattan College, and I'll say that again. I went to Marymount Manhattan College for digital media and video production and a minor in music. And I was sort of one of the only people in my grade in my program that was like sound specific. Like it was just me and one other guy, and we were like, we'll do all the sound work, like, because people don't want to do sound. Everyone is like so annoyed by sound, and then they just want to record it like straight off of the camera. And so I became I became known around school as a sound guy, and so I got some good experience, and I got to like show people how it worked. And yeah.
Well, now you're our sound guy.
Yeah.
Sound guy. All right.
Add that to the 5 things he can't be called, right? You have mac and cheese, feathers, and sound guy.
Oh, I love it. I love being called sound guy.
Perfect.
Then we'll keep doing that. All right. Well, Mac, I think we reached the end of our time with you. Do us a quick favor. And this is for those of you at home. We're going to put links in the description so that if you want to work with Mac on a project that you're working on, maybe you want to check out your project and be inspired to help you out. But as I say with everyone, don't take him away for us for too long. We'll like let you borrow him. I think that's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I'm a rental.
yeah, you can rent him from us. Anyway,
You heard
Mac,
of Hertz rent a car, now it's Hertz rent a Mac.
excellent. So anyway, Mac, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll talk to you soon enough.
Awesome. It was great being on.
Absolutely. And now you don't give unless I don't ask. So I've got to ask.
Mhm.
If you want to see more content from Mac, if you want to see Sirius AI hit the big time, if you want to help us get a Yeti mic so this audio can be that much better, if you want to join our mug club, go to patreon.com/SiriusAI and join today as a supporting member. We would love to have you. We love you. We appreciate you. And thank you so much for watching Siriusly Caffeinated.
Bye-bye.
Long, long ago, there lived these joyous, creative creatures called humans, or people. Little bundles of biomatter that inhabited the Earth.
Earth, the third planet from the sun.